Hello, friends. Today's topic, I wanted to have a conversation about calories equaling 1 pound, the caloric measure compared to what would mean to lose a pound. I'm sure if you can Google it, it'll say 3,500 calories equal 1 pound. So therefore, if you eat that many calories, you will gain a pound. Is that true? I think it's important, before I begin that discussion, I think it's very important to note that while bodies inherently do not change from person to person in the most basic way, I think it's important to note that metabolism plays a huge role in terms of expenditure and how many calories it takes for you to just your basic functions to what you do during the day. And this is from the lens of is it really true that you will lose that amount? And what does it mean? Because at the end of the day, I think we're all hyper focused on that mentality of, we need to be thin, we need to be skinny, and how do we get that as a goal? So therefore we start spinning off into these elixirs and products that might help us, because at the end of the day, regardless, slow weight loss is a slow process, just as it was your weight gain. The reason why you don't notice that you've gained weight is because the process is fantastic. You're eating, right? I mean, I'm a proponent. But what I'm trying to say is, I think before we engage in that conversation, we need to sort of have that, that in the back of our minds, that not all bodies spend the same amount of calories, right? Okay, so if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jessica. I engage in conversations about weight loss, weight-related disease education, and how to achieve weight loss in an achievable and affordable way that honors all our ways of living. Because at the end of the day, this weight loss should not be a privilege situation. It should be a right that everyone has, albeit some can do the injections, others can engage in surgery. It doesn't matter. Weight loss is so individualized that I would say that it really has to be something that you actively seek for yourself. Just decide it. And if you haven't noticed, yes, I am down, but my arm is I have a tear in my shoulder, and it's just, I'm out with regards to exercise. I am just walking and doing things very light, and I am trying to incorporate back up ROM exercises for my shoulder. So I've gone backwards in terms of exercise because this is now a little bit frozen. So having said that, that's life, and we're not gonna get upset over it. But it is what it is. So going back to the original conversation, does 3,500 calories equal 1 pound? Yes. Do we actually lose that much in, if we go on a calorie deficit and we're actually doing the 3,500 calories a week less, that we truly ultimately our intake is a certain amount, and we actually diminish to 3,500, do we lose a pound? Sure, but it depends also on factors that your water retention and whether you're and whether you are the amount of muscle that you have, right? Because some people do not, again, they might, but in paper you might say I am on a deficit in this, but not in reality. And it's very important for us to have a reality check in terms of what it is that we are actually consuming, because a lot of the times that is the problem. The problem is that we say that we are on 1200 calories, 1400 calories, 1500 calories, but we're actually not. Our intake is a lot more than what we are saying it is. I know you don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it for 45 years. It wasn't until I did a reality check on myself saying, okay, I am going to start from a place I've never started, ever, is sitting down with myself and counting and logging in everything that I put in my mouth with no judgment, no opinions, only just putting in what I had. I did it for less than a week. I think it was a couple of days, 3 or 4 days, and I got an idea of what I was putting in my mouth, because I always pictured it from the frame of the unfairness. This is unfair. How come I am, eating so little and not losing? And that was always the frame of mind that I had, when in fact it wasn't like that. What it was that I wasn't really truly facing the fact that I was eating large amounts of calories and not enough food. So, high dense calorically foods and not actually vegetables, fruits, and things like that would fill me, and especially protein, chicken, beef, shrimp. Those are the things that really should be focused on your diet. But inherently, it would take me. It would be one of those things that actually achieving a 3,500 loss of what I eat is quite a feat, especially now that I am 170 pounds. It starts to get very, very complex or very tricky trying to delete that much calories. Having said that, at the beginning of my journey was easier because, of course, I was eating probably around 4,000, 5,000 calories a day. So, to conclude, is the 3,500 calorie loss equal 1 pound? Absolutely. That is not in question. How we approach it through our week in order for us to actually observe the loss is quite different, because if you remember in my chat about how we actually lose calories, which is through our nose, this chemical reaction, we lose it through our nose. Can you imagine the amount of breath so we need to take and actually create that chemical reaction is quite a bit, specifically to do with the fact that we need to be on a deficit, right? And so we always need to focus on our lifestyle and how we can create our life and how we want to incorporate exercise, and how do we want to eat during the week, and try to maximize exercise, try to stay within our caloric range, and address the fact that this needs to be managed. It cannot be just left to and because health is at stake, and if you have health, you have everything. Have a good one, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care.